Wingman Joker, thank you for listening to this channel and please support the channel. Please subscribe. Chapter 450, Otherworldly Rules. So that's how you got to this world. Ariana nodded after hearing Victor's narrative of how he sacrificed himself and used a gate-closing talisman to save his family. She didn't fully believe him, but the other things he spoke about really did make sense. That bastard Marcos was a traitor after all. Then, what happened next? I am not sure. I entered the gate and found myself in the demon's lands with one of my cousins. Then all I can remember is watching Bruno being torn into shreds by that monster before running away. I told him to run. He shivered a bit as if this memory was really troubling him. Wait, who is Bruno? Merill asked. He is one of the family elites who got dragged in with me. Not sure whose son he is though. Poor guy, he had his entire life in front of him, Victor sighed. You don't have to be sorry, people die here all the time, Ariana said. Especially in the corrupted lands. I am not sorry, that guy was a jerk, it is just that I would have probably died too if I didn't meet my master. Victor sighed. Your master? Merill asked, ignoring his last inappropriate remark. Yes, he is the expert demon hunter who saved my life and then got me out of there. Victor said. A strong demon hunter? What's his name? Ariana asked. Demon hunters were very rare. I really don't know, he only let me call him Old Master. Victor said. He took me as his disciple after hearing my story, mumbling something about my unique bloodline being perfect to learn his way. I couldn't really refuse him, he is really strong. He said. Oh, interesting, how strong is he? Ariana asked as she raised one eyebrow. Very strong, I saw him crush that giant worm demon with only one hand. Victor said with a worshipping voice. A basilisk worm, Merill gasped, that demon was really scary. Yeah, he made me kill one afterward, it was a close call, Victor made a horrified expression again. We traveled for a while you see, keeping to the Death Gorge surroundings where he touched me about demons, teaching me about their weaknesses and such. He also told me a little about this world's situation, Victor added. Then it happened that we met a few slavers. One of them was an elf who wanted to capture me, saying something about my bloodline being of dragon origin or something. Oh, Merill frowned, remembering something very disturbing. Thankfully my master quickly handled them with ease. Then after asking a few questions we learned about you guys, and how you were taken to the elven lands. I wanted to hurry there but my master told me not to ask the Lord, something there was really scary. Victor said, shrugging. Your master is wise, what happened next? Ariana asked. We spent a few days in the desert, then we headed to some town. There was an auction you see and my master learned that there was some dragon bone that he really wanted there. He also wanted to sell the slavers we caught to earn some cash. What? Aerith was the one who asked with disgust. She hated all of this slaving business, like what she had been doing to those poor nobles was perfectly fine. Yeah, sadly we arrived a little late, and the entire town was ablaze, the demons seemed to have attacked. I heard about that, you were there? Ariana asked in surprise. Yes, my master made me wait in the desert as he went into town, then returned 3 hours later with a bag of loot and a fat elf. Victor said. Oh, Rosette frowned as she remembered something, a fat elf. My master told me that the elf was the key to finding you guys, he also hatched a plan to use him to get to the elven lands and investigate. Victor said. He did that for you? Ariana asked. Didn't he warn you not to go there? In the first place, I said the same thing, but apparently, the elves had something that the master really wanted, and I really wanted to find you guys, so, Victor sighed. At first we had this intricate plan to scam the elf, but in the end, it seemed we didn't have to. The elf turned up to know about you guys, he turned out to be the prince who got my baby sister back then. What? Rosette flared up, interrupting him. Is she still alive? She asked as she grabbed him. Rosette, Ariana wanted to stop her. She is alive, Victor said. Can you let go of me? It is not appropriate for a mother-in-law to be with her son-in-law like this, he said, making Rosette notice that she was in a very ambiguous position with Victor, grabbing into his coat that barely covered his body, and her knee was on the couch between his legs. Even Aerith, her own daughter, was looking at her with a frown. Rosette stepped back. Explain what happened to her, she said, calming down a bit. That prince turned out to be a good guy, Victor sighed. His sisters were going to do bad things to the baby back then, so he took her in and raised her as his own personal maid. Victor said. That kind of maid? Merill asked, causing Ariana to sigh and Rosette looked at Victor for an answer. Everyone knew what a personal maid meant in the noble circle. I did ask him that very question, but the mere mention of that made him flip up in disgust. He said that he was not into bestiality. Victor shrugged. Ah, everyone paused. This answer made sense. During their time there no elves touched them. Hearing it also made them feel relieved, yet at the same time a little disturbed. Those elves were some real pieces of shit. Unfortunately the situation was bad. Victor said, my sister, her name is Merill by the way, and she was in deep shit after saving the prince from some conspiracy by taking the blame for something. I have no idea what exactly, but they plan to excuse her. Quote, what? Ariana frowned as Aerith listened closely. Her sister's name was Merill. I didn't really get all the details as elves are lousy at explaining things, but it seemed like the prince managed to save her life by beating his royal position on whether he can upgrade her bloodline. Victor said, elves seem to have been researching that, and they really wanted her superior bloodline. He would do that for her? Mirai asked, raising one eyebrow. I think he is in love with her, Victor shrugged. But he could not admit that to himself, poor idiot. Even if he were to upgrade her bloodline, she would probably end up in the pits afterward, Ariana who couldn't think straight said. That fat prince didn't seem to have thought that far. He was at the auction to get the dragon bone to try and upgrade the bloodline, but ended up getting captured by a temple priest who was conspiring with his sister to kill him. That's when my master saved him. Then, although I had to improvise a little, the prince who learned that I was Meryl's brother, ended up more cooperative than expected, especially when I told him that I had a blood upgrade pill. He said, a what? Ariana frowned. A blood upgrade pill. I found its recipe a while ago after discovering our ancestors' diary in the family's vault. Then with the help of an alchemist I created a few samples. They really do work. Victor explained. I gave them to Grandma as a birthday present, and I had a few left so I used them to convince that elf, Merill. Victor explained. I must say, this was a really lucky coincidence. Do you still have any? Ariana asked quickly. Yeah, in my ring. Too bad I can't use it now, he sighed. Ah, right, Ariana frowned. Damn, that stupid Lyra. Continue with your story for now. Rosette said. She knew better than anyone how important her master cared about the bloodlines, but she really wanted to know about her daughter. Ah, right, I told the prince that I would only give him the pill if he helped me into the elven capital and he reluctantly agreed. He really cared about Merill. Anyway, I ended up scamming him using parts of my master's original plan. Victor sighed. The security in the elven lands was some real shit after all. What did you do? Ariana asked. My master has this strange storage device that can contain living things. You see, he usually uses it to imprison demons for research. Oh, Ariana frowned. Such artifacts were very rare. She only read about them in legendary books. He hid in it before the prince woke up, then made me convince the prince that I have the power to shapeshift into a donkey. Victor shrugged. After making the prince turn away so that I could shapeshift naked, I took the donkey out of storage then hid the artifact under its belly before entering it myself and letting the prince guide the donkey to the elven lands. He explained. He had to make this plausible because he was sure those guys would definitely question Merill later when they met him. Ah, and this worked? Mirai asked. Yep, we ended up entering straight in. Victor laughed. Then as my master went to sort his own business, I followed the elf into the prison using a disguised talisman then watched him give Merill the pill. Victor sighed, then paused as if hesitating. Then, I don't really know, Victor frowned. Everything was going fine with the prince giving Merill the pill, but then some strange bloodline began to awaken in Merill causing her to do all kinds of stupid poltergeist shit like flying in midair and having red glowing eyes, he said. She even screamed, causing me to hit the wall. Oh. Ariana frowned, as if realizing something. And, then all kinds of sirens began to sound. Demons were attacking. Victor spat. What? You mean? Ariana gasped. At first I thought they were going because of Merill. I suspect we might have inherited some demonic bloodline from my father. Not sure about it yet though. Anyway, I was ready to escape at that moment but as soon as I reached out I discovered that it was some other high-ranking demon who found his way into the city. Victor said. I could only watch from afar but some crazy dude who shot fire was fighting that scary demon turning everything into chaos. I couldn't get near them at all. Victor said as he shivered a bit. Thankfully, due to all the chaos, Merill, the elven prince was able to get Merill away from prison, and into his mansion. There I was able to meet her and get to hear her story. Wait, just wait, what happened to that demon and the guy who shot fire? Ariana asked. Oh, according to my master, the guy who shot fire was the Lord of the Elves, and he seemed to have killed that demon in one strike burning him into nothingness. He also got some kind of a skill book from him, but my master who was watching from afar didn't know what it was, Victor said, looking to the side and then whispering. I think my master may have had something to do with that demon's appearance in the elf city, as he was injured too, but I am not sure. Oh, Ariana nodded as she inspected Victor's face. This guy was not an idiot after all. Never mind that. What happened to Merill? Rosette was the one who asked. Ah, right, using the chance when that elf went to meet the king and explain the situation, I told her that we needed to escape as I feared that they might want to use her for breeding now that she had an awakened bloodline. Victor said, making Ariana nod again. Too bad the girl was too much in love with that prince that she only agreed to leave after discussing it with him, so I ended up having to wait till the next day. Victor said, I should have listened to my master and forced her to leave back then. What happened? Rosette asked. Shit happens. That elven lord appeared with the prince who seemed to be totally brainwashed. Victor said. Ah, and Ariana was the one who asked now. Thankfully my master was well prepared as he expected such an outcome. When the lord appeared he seemed to think that I was the donkey. Victor couldn't help smiling. Using that fact, my master used an artifact to pull the donkey toward the death gorge all of a sudden, forcing the lord to go after it. Using this chance, he used some hallucination drug to fool the people in the room and pull everyone into his storage artifact, then escaped using a talisman. My master has a lot of those. Oh, he escaped the lord. Barely, he almost died. It was the first time I saw him hurt this badly, all because of me, Victor sighed, clearly blaming himself. That's why he told me to come here first to meet you as he went away to seek some healer. Victor said. Wait, Merill is still with him? Rosette asked. Yeah, I was supposed to meet up with him before entering the capital, but that girl on the dragon brought me straight here. Victor sighed. Lyra, Merill sighed. Wait, how did he know that we were here? Merill asked. Oh, my master found out after taking out some elf alchemist. Apparently, they had been keeping track of you. Victor shrugged. Oh, Ariana frowned. Then now what? Rosette asked as she planned to finally give her adopted daughter a good spanking, not really realizing that she would have to wait in line for that. I think he might be in town now, Victor said. If not, he will appear in a few days, so all we have to do is wait. Oh, Rosette clenched her fist and said. Are you sure? Not really, but he wouldn't have sent me here if he was not coming. Ah, Rosette frowned. Makes sense. Now, let's discuss the bet with Aerith then, Ariana said, changing the subject. What happened? Ah, Aerith blushed. She bet that I couldn't remove her curse, and I used a talisman that my master gave me to poof. Make it all gone, Victor said directly as he put his arm around Aerith who sat beside him. Now we are married, he said. I always wanted a horny wife. He whispered. Quote. 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 Wait, you said that you used a talisman to remove her curse. Rosette was the one who asked, looking at Aerith who was busy pinching Victor's arm. Yeah, Aerith answered. It is gone, she bit her lip. What kind of talisman was it? Rosette asked. Ah, no idea, I am no expert in those, Victor shrugged. Master gave it to me to use in case a demon cursed me. It was a common talisman. Aerith was the one who answered. But it has some additional symbols on it, probably a modified one. She added, glaring at Victor. Oh, do you have any of those left? Rosette asked Victor. Nope, my master has, though. Rosette and Ariana naturally looked at each other. We need to meet your master, Ariana finally said. When he contacts you, make sure to inform us. Ah, okay, sure, Victor nodded with a smile. Now, it is my turn to hear your story. Why is your hair all gray? Are you the only ones who survived the elves? He asked. No, there are others, Rosette sighed. Let's go to my castle and talk there. I am sure you need a shower, she said with another sigh. Right, I am starving too, Victor said. Sorry, I will have to make you wait. We will continue afterward, he whispered in Aerith's ear. She just glared at him, not sure what the fuck was this guy thinking. Did he really believe that she couldn't wait to push him down? Again, how can he? Shit, just thinking about it made her feel all strange again. What was wrong with her? Victor smirked as he watched her. Sadly, he had no time to care for her now as he had many things to think about, especially his family member's status. Name: Ariana von Weiss. Level: 351. Class: Vampire, S. Abnormal status: Stormlord's Blessing, SSS. Authority: 30+6. Health: 8190. Stamina, 9200. Mana, 27,000. Strength, 819. Agility, 920. Intelligence, 900. Luck, 30. Charm, 42. Order, 1044. Skills, Bloodsuck, SS. Regeneration, SS. Pain Tolerance, S. Sword Arts, S. Shapeshift, A. Mana Heart, A. Fist Arts, A. Blood Arrow, A. Blood Identify, A. Whip Arts, A. Cold Resistance, A. Magic Resistance, A. Martial Arts, A. Dancing, A. Shadow Shift, B. Dancing, B. Charm, B. Stun Resistance, B. Archery, B. Hide Presence, B. Cooking, B. Survival, C. Shield Arts, D. Disguise, E. Bloodline, Elder Dragon, AAA. Fate, Fate's Power, A. Defined Fate. Die in pain at the hands of Zifr the Great. Destiny list less than 10 order points to unveil greater than. Wow, his Aunt Ariana was really some big shot. Too bad she was destined to get screwed by that guy Zifr. Name, Rosette Redrose. Level, 419. Class, Blood Healer, S. Subclass, Storm Master, SS. Abnormal status, Storm Lord's Disciple 3rd. Authority, 51 plus 50. Health, 11,210. Stamina, 9,700. Mana, 9,920. Strength, 1,121. Agility, 970. Intelligence, 992. Luck, 25. Charm, 50. Order, 2,144. Skills, Blood Heal, SSS. Regeneration, SS. Bloodsuck, S. Storm Command, S. Storm Rider, S. Poison Resistance, S. Cold Resistance, S. Fist Arts, S. Music Arts, S. Sword Arts, A. Blood Arrow, A. Blood Identify, A. HELBARD Arts, A. Whip Arts, A. Pain Tolerance, A. Dancing, B. Charm, B. Stun Resistance, B. Archery, C. Hide Presence, C. Cooking, C. Flute, C. Martial Arts, C. Magic Resistance, D. Shield Arts, D. Survival, E. Disguise, F. Bloodline, Blood Spirit, SS. Fate, Fate's Power, SSCION. Defined Fate. Error, Science has no defined fates less than world rule greater than. Destiny list, less than 10 order points to unveil greater than. Now here was the real trouble, other than her class it was very rare and powerful. One of the best doctor classes, along with the one Ruby got. And her subclass was probably granted by that lord. What really caught his attention was her fate. She was a scion. The strange thing though was the screen was different from the one he got in Trillaria. Here scions had no fates, which felt very strange to him. Did different worlds have different rules? Could this have something to do with the artifact he was after? He pressed on the destiny list. Destiny list. Greater than less than self set greater than. Find my lost daughter Merill less than a greater than just modified. Greater than less than self set greater than. Kill the elves. Less than a greater than. Greater than less than self set greater than. Find a way home less than a greater than. Greater than less than self set greater than. Heal the Storm Lord and find a way to dipsell her curse. Less than a greater than. Greater than less than self set greater than. Raise Aerith to be a good girl less than a greater than just modified. Greater than less than self set greater than. Marry Theodore. Less than a greater than. Greater than less than self set greater than. Investigate Victor's master whether he is a demon or not. Less than a greater than new. Greater than less than self set greater than. Investigate Victor, he better not be a scumbag. Less than a greater than new. Greater than less than self set greater than. Spank Lyra's sorry ass into oblivion. Less than a greater than new. Greater than less than self set greater than. Find out if Theodore really betrayed me. Less than a greater than new. Less than warning. Due to world rules all destinies are capped to less than a greater than. Oops, it seemed like he was under investigation. This woman was dangerous, better not anger her.